there was this woman. I was probably in my mid to late 20s. I'd say probably around 27. That I was seeing. She was someone that this is a time, where I wanted to impress her. And, I was still fairly young. So I probably put her on a pedestal of sorts and thought, I need to be on my best, show my best, put my best foot forward, whatever the term is. I needed to look good, man. Anyways, I go over there and I realize, oh no, I can't leave here without going. And in that moment, I have a lot of control. And it's not like, it's not a Hornswoggle situation where it's like, a T minus 7 minutes and it's, I have more control of that. Like I said, a lot of the Thigh Master work that I've done in my younger years has paid off. Yeah. But I realized, man, I can't get out of here. So I think, and this is on the West Coast. So I was like, man, can I somehow get to Ralph's? Can I get to a grocery store in time? And me just like suddenly leaving and, getting in a car and going to a grocery store, it's probably not going to happen. So I think, all right, I can do this. I can, handle my business in a tidy fashion. I use her restroom, which already like that alone, like you don't want to go over to, this isn't, if she was like my wife and we were like a year or two deep, like there's a certain level of ease, but there's no ease here. There's no level of comfortability here. We're still on the stage where we send our representative. We're not actually ourselves. We send our best person, yes. The auteur that I'd want to be, that I'll never be. And so I think, all right, just the fact that I have to use this bathroom alone, but maybe she's got a fan in here that'll blow it all out. Maybe she's real understanding. But anyways, this was at a time where now, you know what? I don't hover every single time now. Sometimes, yes. When I'm in places I trust or hotel rooms that are mine that I know are clean, I'll sit. But this is a time too where I was like, I can't do it. I got to hover. So I hovered and things, let's say, did not come out as tidy as I would have liked. So pretty much anytime I have a feeling of frustration or something goes awry or just things aren't going the way that I want them to, I feel a heat come through my body from the top of my head, and it comes with a bit of anxiety, and I just start to sweat. So I'm in here already with a problem that I have to fix, and I'm now sweating. I'm hot and I'm sweating and I'm frustrated, and I might have had some vertigo too. I might have had a little bit of vertigo. The room had to be spinning. But anyways, I look around because I realize, sometimes I like to think it's probably like if you're a good pitcher and you have good control. I don't know anything about baseball, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna run with this baseball metaphor. If you have good control, I bet you can close your eyes and throw and have an idea of when it's off. You know what I mean? Like you know the feeling. That's how well you know your arm. Again, I don't know baseball. I'm just making this up. But anyways, I could tell as someone who has pitched daily in that room, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much daily, I knew my control was a little off. I didn't have my high heat that day. My fastball was a little off, you know what I mean? My curve wasn't as tight as I would have liked. So I realized
through curve more of a slider.
Yes, stop it. So I realized, I might need to look back and see the damage. And I look back and I realize as the heat and the sweat and the vertigo really kicks in, I realize this is a problem that will not be fixed as easily as I would have hoped. So I look back there and I say, oh no, to myself. And I start thinking of the clock because my hope is when I tell her I have to use your facilities and she thinks, oh, it's just a number one. And I can plausibly take a max of 4 minutes for a number one if you think a hand washing time, preparation.
4 minutes?
I'd say
that's a long time.
That's a long time.
I'd say 2.5.
Yeah. I'm being generous.
Sure.
I'm saying a maximum of 4 minutes. Let's say, I'm just taking my time. Maybe I'm putting on some smell goods or whatever. I'm just saying.
You're pampering.
Four windows max. Yes, is my window, and I realized there is no earthly way I can get all this done in 4 minutes. So I look back there, and I realized that there's been a bit of like a shotgun. There's the spray.
Yeah.
It hit. It didn't.
Yeah.
The pellets. It kind of went out in a pellet-like motion. There were, and it took me some time, and I wasn't. I wish in those moments I was more composed. That's my problem. I can't be composed in those moments because the room is spinning, and I'm thinking that the world is falling. The sky is falling. That's one of those moments where it's probably not as bad as I think, but in that moment, it's the end of the world. I probably need to flee the city after this. But I realized it felt like half an hour. It might have been closer to 15 minutes of cleaning up, making sure I got everything. I found some extra. When you buy your house and you have extra can of paint in there in case you chip the walls. Don't look at me like that, Woods.
Stop it. Continue. Keep talking.
But anyways,
keep talking. What'd you do with it?
I had to restore the area to its previous setting, let's say.
Right.
And
What did that entail with the paint?
No, there was no pain. This was funny to me.
Yeah,
the idea was funny to me. Yes, this is a metaphor. It's a metaphor about life and bathrooms. So yes, I just had to make sure it wasn't absurd. It wasn't like it was on the ceiling or anything. Don't get me wrong here, but I had to restore her bathroom, and she must have just been very forgiving, a saintly woman, because she didn't make any comments. No jokes were made, nothing at all.
Wow.
But she must have seen the sweat. I'm sure I probably had pit, probably had pit sweat that wasn't there before. There was no way for me just to recover and like pretend that I was normal. And at that point, we didn't have the comfortability for me to just sit there and say, I was in there and it just sprayed like pellets and have a good laugh about it. No, I couldn't talk about it. So it was legit. I don't know if 15 minutes seems long, but at the time, I don't know how it could have been anything less than 15 minutes. Because God forbid you don't do a thorough job. Imagine this. Imagine you go in that facility and you spend some time with her, you leave, and then she wakes up in the morning and says, what is this? Imagine if she sees that. There's no coming back from that.
It was just her in the apartment too. She didn't have any roommates.
I couldn't even blame a roommate.
Wow.
There was no roommate to blame,
bro.
Well, it's funny you say that because we actually have another guest on the podcast here today. Let's go ahead and bring her in.
I would have been flustered. I didn't give you her name, and I know you don't know her, or my heart would have leapt that out of my skin.
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Oh, and I'm pretty sure she would do the podcast too.
No, yeah, we're cool now, but yeah, that would still be awkward for me.
Do you want more? Of course you do. Follow the podcast on Spotify and feel the power.